Hi, and welcome to Drupal Brief. This is an AI-generated summary of another video, podcast, or blog post. If you want to learn more about what's being discussed here, then please go check out the source. This podcast is produced by the team at Drupal Forge. Drupal Forge is the new #1 open-source development and hosting platform. It has all the functionality of the expensive platforms, but at very affordable prices. If you're looking for a new hosting provider, contact us for a demo before you get locked in. Okay, that's it. Make sure to click subscribe, and here we go.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise and get you well-informed, fast. Have you ever felt that familiar frustration when a design looks incredible on paper?
Oh, yeah.
But then trying to implement it across different platforms feels like you're just constantly fighting inconsistencies.
Absolutely. Or, you've wrestled with making a Drupal theme look just right without having to write tons and tons of custom code.
Exactly. It's a really common pain point.
It's that fundamental challenge, right? That disconnect between the design vision and the technical reality of actually building it out.
Precisely. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into a really fascinating corner of web development. We're looking at how to integrate robust design systems into Drupal more smoothly, more efficiently.
Yeah, making that connection work better.
Our mission is to cut through the jargon, get to the core of how two key innovations, this field formatter range module and the broader UI suite ecosystem, are fundamentally changing front-end development in Drupal.
Big changes happening there.
We're going to extract the essential insights, maybe some surprising facts, to really help you understand the magic behind the scenes. Let's unpack this.
Sounds good.
Okay, first up, let's talk about a seemingly small problem that, well, when you solve it, it has a huge impact. It's kind of the art of showing just enough.
Right. Imagine you have like a content entity. Maybe it's a product page with 15 images attached, or maybe a really comprehensive list of FAQs.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge often is, how do you display only a specific subset of those values? You don't want all 15 images, maybe just the first 5 for a teaser block.
Right, or like 3 random FAQs from your full list.
Exactly. And critically, how do you do this consistently across your site without writing custom code every single time? That's a real pain point a lot of site builders run into.
And the elegant solution, apparently, is a module called Field Formatter Range. It was created back in January 2024 by Florin Tarosa, known as Grim Reaper online.
Yeah, Florin did great work there.
And our expert for this deep dive is actually a co-maintainer of it.
That's right. Yeah, I jumped on board because I'm a huge fan of the concept. For years, honestly, we were writing custom code on pretty much every project just to display, say, the first few items in a multi-valued field.
Just the first few.
Or even the last few.
Yeah.
Based purely on their order in that field, not based on date or anything specific, just the order. Florin built this module, and it's already a significant part of our workflow now.
What's really remarkable is how stable and, widely adopted it's become in such a short time. I mean, we're talking about a version that works seamlessly with Drupal 10 and 11.
Mm-hmm. It's solid.
It's got security coverage and impressively 0 open issues right now, even while being actively used by over, 1,300 sites?
Yeah, 1362 last I checked. Its core strengths, I think, lies in its approach. It leverages what Drupal calls third-party settings.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means it adds its configuration directly onto any existing field formatter.
Yeah.
So it makes it compatible with virtually any way you're already displaying multi-valued fields. You don't need new formatters.
Ah, I see. So a site builder can just go into the field configuration and easily specify, say, the offset, like where to start in the list.
Right. The offset, the number of field values to display, and even the order standard, reverse or random.
Random. Okay, so picture this. You've got this sprawling image gallery, but on a little teaser view, you only want to showcase like the first 5 images.
Yeah, simple example.
Or maybe you combine it with another module to create an FAQ block that dynamically pulls 3 random answers from your complete FAQ set.
Exactly. Imagine the possibilities there for engaging your users.
Yeah.
That's a powerful aha moment, right? Doing that without a single line of custom query code.
Definitely. What about that button styling use case you mentioned? That sounded interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's a common one for us.
Yeah.
Often design systems dictate that in a group of buttons, maybe only one can be the primary button and all the rest have to be secondary.
Mm-hmm. Design rules.
Right. With Field Formatter Range, you can set up a multi-valued link field for your buttons. Then you just configure it to display the first link with a primary style, and all the subsequent links get a secondary style.
Ah, Okay.
So you're adhering to those strict design system rules purely through configuration, not by having a developer add custom CSS classes through code somewhere else.
That clarifies it beautifully. It's moving that kind of display logic directly into the configuration layer where a site builder can actually manage it.
Exactly.
Instead of it being buried deep in the theme layer where a front-end dev has to go digging.
Precisely. Or think about a CRM project.
Yeah.
You might have relationships between two contacts stored in one field, right? A from and a to.
Okay.
This module could differentiate the from contact from the to contact just based on order. Otherwise, that would require some very specific, usually quite tricky custom code to manage reliably.
So the core insight here for you, the listener, field format arrange fundamentally shifts control. It takes dynamic content display away from custom code, which is often a development bottleneck, and puts it directly into the hands of site builders.
Yeah, it's empowering.
It's really about empowering those maybe business decisions about display and ensuring data consistency across all outputs, even APIs, purely through config. You're making decisions about how much data to show, not a developer writing code.
Exactly. It respects the data structure while controlling the output.
Okay, now if field format arrange streamlines how you display parts of your content, UI Suite tackles an even bigger challenge.
Yeah.
Integrating entire design systems into Drupal seamlessly.
Right. This is a much broader scope. And what's fascinating here is that UI Suite isn't just like one module. It's actually a really vibrant community of Drupal developers. It's been active since about 2017, but really organized as a community since 2020. We see around 100 annual contributors, all focused on this problem of design system implementation in Drupal.
Wow, that's a significant community effort.
It is. It's basically a collection of modules that try to bridge that gap between external design systems and the Drupal API. We even release public themes like USWDS and Bootstrap implementations that serve as robust, real-world examples of how our modules work in practice.
So what's the big problem UI Suite is trying to solve in Drupal theming today? Because from my perspective, things can often feel like a bit of a black box, especially for external developers.
They often are, yeah. The first major issue, I'd say, is that themes aren't genuinely shareable. Project-specific themes frequently contain business-specific logic baked right in.
Like what kind of logic?
Well, you'll find templates named things like nodewarehouse.html.twig or maybe christmas.html.twig code that's totally specific to one client or one event.
Right, not reusable at all.
Not really. And even if you try to build a generic base theme, individual projects still end up needing to add their own custom business logic or media handling, which makes true reuse really difficult.
Is that something you've seen a lot? Like agencies trying to build that perfect versatile base theme only to find every client still needs significant custom tweaks?
Precisely. It's a constant struggle, honestly. The second, and maybe even more significant issue, is that themes just aren't inherently front-end developer friendly.
How so?
They're riddled with what we affectionately call Drupalisms, concepts like modes, Drupal's way of defining different display variations for content or taxonomy, its structured categorization system.
Okay.
These are pretty foreign concepts to a typical JavaScript or CSS front-end developer. They're used to working with self-contained components and props, not Drupal-specific data structures or, frankly, its unique file formats like info.eml, libraries.eml, or the new icons.eml.
Right, those YAML files.
Yeah, these are Drupal's own blueprint files for themes and assets. They require specific syntax and knowledge that, well, non-Drupal front-enders just don't have coming in the door. Even Drupal-savvy front-enders can struggle with the nuances sometimes.
That simple link field example you mentioned earlier really resonates. Can you maybe elaborate on why that particular challenge highlights Drupal's current theming pain points so effectively?
Absolutely. Think about a simple link field in Drupal. Is the link internal? Is it relative? Is it absolute? Is it a route link using Drupal's routing system? And then what if it's a multi-valued field with several links? In traditional Drupal theming, you often have to write quite a lot of conditional logic right there in your Twig template just to figure out how to render that link correctly and safely.
Yeah, I've seen those templates. They get complex fast.
They do. It pushes complex data processing into the front-end layer, into the Twig file, which should ideally only be handling UI and design logic. And it raises this important question. Why do we ask front-end developers to work in this kind of reverse workflow for theming? Especially when compared to using, say, modules like Search API or AI API that leverage Drupal's really robust plugin system for configuration.
That's a very good point. So UI Suite's solution sounds like it aims to bring that core strength of Drupal plugins and configuration directly to the theming layer.
Exactly. That's the core idea. Our solution is basically to resolve all this complex data processing on Drupal's backend, on the PHP application side.
Okay.
By the time the data actually reaches the Twig template, it's already in the expected, normalized format. It contains only the UI and design logic it needs, and critically, it has proper caching applied.
Right. Caching is key.
It is. This creates a much clearer pathway for non-Drupal front-end developers to contribute. They don't have to learn all the intricate Drupalisms just to get started, which immediately makes Drupal more accessible and, frankly, reduces friction for development teams.
Makes sense.
The goal here is to ensure that components, especially these single directory components or SDCs, which are basically self-contained, reusable UI building blocks, are not just organized nicely in your theme folder, but are properly loaded as configurable plugins.
So they become usable in admin interfaces.
Exactly. Like Layout Builder, they become first-class citizens within Drupal's configuration systems.
That's a huge shift. So these components become configurable plugins, not just sort of isolated template files. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. UI Suite 2.0. That major version bump signifies two critical advancements, right?
It does, yeah. The first is a completely rewritten UI component management module. We now call it Open Component Management. We've seen huge adoption already. It's reached, I think, 1,000 styles using it.
Wow.
The second big shift, and the one that really warranted the 2.0 release, is the introduction of UI icons. This module marks a really significant milestone because it's the first time UI Suite has moved at the exact same speed as Drupal core development itself.
Okay, tell us more about this icon API. What makes it so, I guess, revolutionary for a front-end developer working with Drupal?
Well, it fundamentally changes how icons are handled in Drupal. It brings plugin discovery for entire icon packs directly into simple YAML files.
YAML files again.
Yep. Think of it like giving Drupal a standardized instruction manual. It tells Drupal where to find and how to use complete sets of icons defined by the front-end developer.
So the front-ender describes the pack.
Exactly. Front-end developers describe their icon packs with metadata. They define how Drupal should extract the list of available icons. They set up a configuration for how icons should appear through Drupal's render API, and they can even provide pre-templates for the icon wrapper itself.
That sounds powerful.
It is, because the front-end developers stay in control. They describe these icon packs with the same kind of component-based mindset they're used to. Drupal then manages these packs as plugins, making the icons instantly available across the entire Drupal system, whether you need them in visual layout tools, in code, or in form elements.
So the impact of this API, and it's actually integrated into Drupal 11.1 now, right?
That's right, core inclusion.
The impact is profound then. It standardizes how icons are handled everywhere. It enables integrations with modules like the Seek-Editor 5 module, the Field API, the Menu API.
Yeah, all the key places you'd want icons.
Which means that different icon modules will become broadly compatible. So you could use your favorite form elements with basically any icon library you choose.
That's the goal. It empowers site builders and back-end developers to just pick and configure icons directly from these design system-defined collections, rather than being stuck with whatever single set an icon module happened to provide.
It provides a true abstraction layer.
Exactly. Site builders and back-end devs can simply use the icon ID within configuration, just like you might use breakpoint IDs or component IDs stored in config. It means you can use icons defined by the front-end developer anywhere you need them, without needing to know the specific technical implementation details, like whether it's an SVG sprite or individual files.
Okay. Now, you mentioned recipes earlier. While official public recipes for UI Suite might still be emerging, your own public themes, like the USWDS and Bootstrap ones, they serve as excellent production-ready examples, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Those themes serve two really crucial purposes for us. First, they are robustly tested, real-world examples. They show how our modules integrate and perform in actual production environments. And second, they provide clear, comprehensive demonstrations for the whole community on how to properly use SDCs and the entire UI Suite approach. Honestly, in my opinion, they're some of the most advanced Drupal themes available right now in terms of following these principles.
Okay, so let's look a bit further out to the future. How does UI Suite connect with Drupal's upcoming Experience Builder? Because it sounds like they share some very similar underlying goals.
They align perfectly, actually.
Hmm.
Drupal's Experience Builder project aims to modernize and, crucially, unify the display building experience. Right now, that experience is quite fragmented, across views, block layout, layout builder. They all work a bit differently.
Yeah, it can be confusing.
Definitely. The Experience Builder's core focus on components and configuration is precisely where UI Suite has been heading and, well, where we already are with our tools.
And UI Suite even has its own display building tool called Distributor, which is currently in alpha. It sounds like it meets all those key criteria for a modern display tool.
Distributor is very exciting for us, yeah.
Yeah.
We want it to be a truly designed system native tool. It plugs directly into all the UI Suite APIs we've been developing. The icon API, the upcoming style API, the variable API.
Okay.
This allows you to truly bring and utilize your own existing design system directly within the builder interface. It also aims for that unified building experience, working seamlessly across entity view displays, contributed module view displays, page layouts, even purely stylistic displays. It's really being built from the ground up for today's complex development needs.
The dream here, that whole bring your own design system concept, that sounds incredibly powerful. Large enterprises, educational institutions, so many organizations have their own unique established design system.
Well, they do.
The idea of effortlessly integrating these existing systems with Drupal without needing massive re-engineering, that seems like it addresses one of the biggest barriers to entry for front-end teams.
It's absolutely vital. We must not fall into the trap of thinking there should be a single universal design system. Every organization has specific intentions, unique branding needs, and particular opinions embedded in their design system that must be respected.
Right.
UI Suite's mapping layer here is crucial. It aims to simplify that complex flow of data from Drupal to your design system's components. This mapping is typically a huge time sink and, frankly, a major turnoff for front-end developers new to Drupal. We're pulling data from Drupal to the design system in a mature, cached, and data-normalized way.
This raises a big question then. What's the grand overarching vision for UI Suite? Is it really to fundamentally change how Drupal itself approaches its front end by integrating these design system concepts at its very core?
That is absolutely the ultimate goal, yes. As a co-lead front-end framework manager for Drupal core now, I'm actively championing a pretty significant core issue.
Right.
The title is a bit of a mouthful. Make Drupal the first design system native CMS and unifying simplified render and theme systems.
Okay, design system native CMS. That's ambitious.
It is, but it encapsulates this vision perfectly.
And part of that vision involves pushing specific YAML formats into Drupal core itself, formats that are currently missing.
Yes, exactly. There are a few key missing pieces. For example, we need a style API defined in YAML. This would handle things like utilities. Think of single-purpose CSS classes for quick alterations, like applying a background color or changing a font size.
Ah, like Tailwind utilities.
Sort of, but defined within the design system context. This avoids having to add the same props over and over again to dozens of components just for simple variations. It also needs to support mode switching for things like dark light themes or high contrast modes. The front-end developer just describes these utilities and modes in a simple YAML file, and Drupal understands them system-wide.
Okay, and what's the second missing piece you mentioned?
A CSS variable API, also defined via YAML. This is about exposing what we call design tokens, those core visual elements of your brand, like specific color values, font families, spacing units as a standardized set of CSS variables.
Why is that important?
Because it allows for runtime overrides. So your design system is built and defined, but at runtime, based on configuration, you could dynamically change color schemes, maybe swap out logos based on the variables the front-end developer decided to expose. We've actually seen projects where a site builder can change an entire client's branding just by picking a new color scheme and uploading a logo, all through configuration, because the design system was built with these variables exposed.
Wow, that's flexible. So if I'm understanding this correctly, the ultimate long-term goal of the UI Suite initiative is, in a strange way, to kind of disappear.
That's the dream. Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
By pushing these standardized YAML formats and the underlying APIs directly into Drupal core, UI Suite aims to make Drupal inherently design system native.
So the contrib modules wouldn't be needed anymore.
Eventually, no. Our specific modules, which provide these functionalities today, would ideally no longer be needed because the capabilities would just be part of Drupal itself. It's a, let's say, diplomatic, long-term strategy to fundamentally change Drupal's front-end capabilities from the inside out. making Drupal a true consumer of external design systems rather than forcing you to build everything within Drupal's traditional, sometimes restrictive theming constraints.
That's a really ambitious and fascinating vision, aiming to fundamentally reshape Drupal's front-end power. We just explored how modules like field formatter range can simplify displaying data subsets with, frankly, incredible ease.
Little module, big impact.
And how the UI Suite community and its collection of modules are working to make Drupal truly design system native. This isn't just about, cleaner code. It feels like it's about making Drupal more flexible, much more user-friendly for modern front-end developers, and ultimately far more powerful and adaptable for you, the user or builder.
Yeah, it allows Drupal to better integrate into these modern development workflows, where having robust external design systems is increasingly becoming the norm for many, many organizations.
So here's something to think about. Imagine a world where every unique design system, with all its specific branding choices and opinions, can be seamlessly integrated into Drupal with just a few configurations in YAML files. How would that fundamentally change the way you approach your web projects? Think about the possibilities, maybe faster site builds, truly consistent brand experiences across all your digital platforms.
It opens up a lot. And if you're intrigued by the power of UI Suite, you can definitely explore their modules independently. They're designed to be quite modular. You don't have to use everything.
Right.
You could test out the distributor tool, which is currently in alpha, see how that feels. Or join their really lively Slack channel. I think there are over 350 people in there now.
Wow.
It's a great place to engage with the community, ask questions, see what others are doing, and even contribute if you're interested. It's really an exciting time for Drupal's front end, I think.
It certainly sounds like it. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Okay, we're done. To close off this podcast, I just wanted to remind you that this brief was a fully AI-generated summary, and we take no credit for the original content. If you want to learn more, then check out the source. This podcast is produced by the team at Drupal Forge. Drupal Forge is the new #1 open-source development and hosting platform. It has all the functionality of the expensive platforms, but at very affordable prices. If you're looking for a new hosting provider, contact us for a demo before you get locked in. And if you like this podcast, hit subscribe, post a link on social media, and recommend it to 2 friends. That's it. See you next time. Bye for now.